Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Habs Tonight pregame show. A little bit different today. We don't have our normal software, so we're just trying to wing it as best we can. Going a little ghetto today, but I am going to start with the dad joke because that's tradition on our pregame show right now. So, Annik, I have to say that I heard Stanley was an exceptional hockey player, and apparently, when he went to his first practice, he already had the Stanley Cup. Welcome to the pregame show, folks. All right.
These keep getting worse. I love it.
Oh my goodness, that just happened. That's how we just started the show. Well, how you doing, my friend?
Honestly, today was a bit harder to be more positive. I think we all woke up on the crap side of the bed this morning, but hoping again that we change it up again tonight because we're going to need a lot more presence. I found last night was a bit flat, especially throughout the second period. So I'm hoping we can finally play a full three period game and not just one or two, and then given all we have at the end of the third period and lose that way,
Yeah, I hope we just have something to build on here because the third period, as we saw, I mean, Toronto barely had the puck, especially in the second half of the third period. And we finally got some momentum going, and it looked like we really had a good chance to tie it. Cole Caulfield played a really good game. I thought him and Suzuki were the two best forwards last night, to be honest with you.
Completely agree. They both have a lot of chemistry. They said it before, and we've seen it before. So I'm excited to see if that's going to be the same line tonight. Absolutely love the way they played. I also wanted to touch point on Carey Price and the way he played.
Yep.
Insane. Playoff Carey is too nice of a name. He's just a monster. Incredible.
Playoff Price.
Yeah. Playoff Price. When you got a guy that's goaling the game of his life like that, we should be able to win a game like that.
Yeah, I think it's just they have to play inspired, right? I mean, the only way we're going to have any chance to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs is if, as we've been talking about, we just play a crazy knit together team game. We can't rely on a couple of guys to do it for us. We don't have the superstars, but we shouldn't need the superstars. Like, you know what I mean? We should have have to be able to find a way to get a collaborative effort together. But the hardest thing about this series and just the end of the season going into the playoffs was that the lineup juggling is still an ongoing thing as we speak. I mean, Dom Ducharme already said earlier today that he's going to have a lot of game time decisions tonight, and that includes Romanov, by the sounds of it, likely not even going to be in Game 4 again. And what's your take on him? I said I'd be shocked if he wasn't in this game. I kind of am, but at the same time, I'm just wondering if they saw enough from him at the end of the season where they were concerned. I mean, right now they are low-scoring games, so I don't know. What's your take on him still maybe not playing tonight?
Compared to what I've seen from Merrill, my basically what I have in mind is, can he be worse right now? And that's no disrespect to Merrill. It's just I haven't seen the type of game that I wish he could do for us. So I'm going to say I'm kind of disappointed to hear that he's not going to be in the lineup if it's a game time decision that he's not going to be. At this point, what do we have to lose? I mean, of course, we have a lot to lose, but for the type of game that he's been playing throughout the season, he's a very physical player, and we're playing physically against Toronto. So you would assume that you'd want physicality on your defense. And you've got Dom Ducharme today who said that he doesn't see his defense being that much of an issue. Price is playing extremely well and making key saves, but Price wouldn't have to do that if the defense, I don't want to say did their job, but it's basically what it is. If they limited the shots and limited the occasions, Price wouldn't have to play like this. So after 3 games even of playing remotely the same, I don't know, I'd change it up and put him in. They turned around and they put Caulfield in, and that was a positive change, right? So I don't see why it's not happening, but I'm sure he has his reasons.
I wonder if they're just concerned that he's going to come in with like a lot of piss and vinegar, as I'm sure he would in his first NHL playoff game, and play that battering ram style of, physical play that Romanov can play. But I wonder if they're thinking he might be a liability in terms of the penalty box. I'm just wondering if that's a concern that's the only thing I can think of really. Other than that, he's got quick feet. So I don't know what other reason there could be at this point.
I don't know. Like you said, it could be a liability. His couple last games throughout the season were not as good as the previous ones. Keep in mind, it's still his rookie year. But like I said, okay, he's a liability and he might get us a few penalties. We're already getting them anyways. So I don't see what the point is of not putting him in. How worse can it get?
I'm just wondering if it's going to
I
get
don't
too
know.
late. Like, is it going to be too late to put him in game
Possibly.
5 when we're desperate for, like, if we can't pull it off tonight, which I really hope we do. We've had some positive energy coming from Derek Weiss today in our group chat. So we appreciate that, Derek, and Brandon too. And Steffi,
And
actually.
Brandon, yeah. Well, everybody except us too, I think.
Yeah, they've been like talking us off a cliff here, like just so to speak, just because you and I have both just, like, even yesterday in the pregame, the way the first couple periods went yesterday was kind of like the way I've been feeling about the team, just kind of like not a whole lot going on and
Yeah.
not a lot of excitement, and just I wasn't trying to put on any negativity. I was just trying to be honest about how I was
No, like you
feeling.
said, it's the lack of excitement. After the first game, I was like, okay, you know what? We might even have a chance of being into this, not only because we won, but just about the energy that we brought and the different plays we did. So I was excited, but the last 2 games have just been so flat and underwhelming that it's kind of how we're feeling, which is normal as a fan to feel like this. I'm sure we're not the only ones, but yeah, we're thankful to the team to bring a little fire up our butts and get us going here. But I mean, overall, we're still positive that tonight might be the night for a good change. You got guys like Josh Anderson who turns around and says, you know what, you're going to see a hungrier team tonight. So I hope that's not just words. I hope they actually apply it and that we see it. We need to see it from tons more players. I mean, it's been Nick Suzuki's been playing well. Cole Caulfield's been playing well. KK's been playing well. Price has been playing well. Nobody's really rose above and taking care of things, And now we have Lehkonen and Evans. Lehkonen's out. Evans is a game time decision, which personally I don't see him cracking the lineup. Will Stahl be back in?
Also a game time decision. I think all 3 of them are, unless you heard something on Lecky, but I thought all 3 of them were game time decisions. And then no word on maybe bringing in Belzile. I think he'd be a good energy guy on the fourth line.
That'd be good
honest.
energy for sure. Yeah.
I like the way he played. He's played in the playoffs before last year in the bubble.
Yeah, I absolutely liked him in the playoffs last year, the energy that he brought. So that could be another option too. I'm just curious to see, like you said, are we waiting too late to bring key players in? Like, to me, tonight would be the perfect night to do the trial. If it doesn't work out, okay, just put him back in the stands and keep it what you have and work from that. But if you don't do it tonight and try to do it, like you said, game 5, game 6, or game 7, or whatever it's going to be, it's going to be too late. So I think tonight would be the perfect night to do your trial run. I mean, it should have done last game, but tonight's the night, and tonight's a must win. We need to be able to win at least one and give him a bit of fear too. Anything can happen. It's still 1-1. I know we're not 1-1, 2-1. We're still talking like we're down in the gutter here, but anything can happen tonight.
I just want them to change. Yeah, like the boys just have to find a way to change the mood around the team, and we need some goals as a next. This is our graphics today. This is our substitute for graphics, is going manual,
old-fashioned way.
Old school, analog, if you want to call it that way. I love it, but we need some goals, man. What about the first line though? Because I know Paulie Byron deserved to be on the first line, but at the same time, seeing that, it kind of concerned me. I'm like, Paulie B's on our first line, and that's not where he's supposed to be. And I'm not disrespecting him at all. Like,
but when you take a look at the whole roster that you have, you don't take a look at that roster and go, you know what? Out of all that, Paul Byron should be on the top line.
Yeah. Like, we need Tatar to get going here. And I think I know he knows that too. And Dom Ducharme talked about it yesterday, tried to get him going yesterday.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think we really care who gets it going. The whole team is going to feel a lot better if we're able to pull out a win, but we need to score more than 2 goals. Like, it's the old Michel Terry in Montreal. We need to score 3 goals to win a hockey game. And we haven't done that yet in this series.
Nope. Not even close. We need to, I just lost my train of thought. I was going to say basically the same thing you said, like you're going to need 3 goals, and Price is playing, like, apart from that 5-1 game on the other night, which one of them was an empty net, he's playing games where he's allowing 1 or 2 goals. You should be able to win these games when you get 1 or 2 goals from your goaltender. He's basically setting the game up for you and saying, go ahead, just go win it. So I don't know. It's frustrating because we know they're capable of doing it. We've seen it all season. You've got guys like Gallagher and Toffoli who are 30 plus goal scorers that are able to do it. So I don't know what's going to take. And even like you were saying, Tatar is a high caliber player. He's got so much talent, but he's streaky. He's going to need one to get going. But I was personally expecting a little bit more of an up game from him last night, especially when he was told, hey, you're scratched. And he wasn't happy about it, but then comes back in the lineup to take over for Stahl. So I don't know. If I'm on the ice that night, I'd make sure I'd give my 100. And I'm not saying he didn't give 110%. Sometimes it just doesn't happen for you, but I was expecting a lot more from him last night to, you know what, I'm going to prove you guys wrong and I'm going to go for it. I just wish they were hungrier. I know they're saying they're hungry, but we need to see how hungry they are.
It's also a back-to-back, and that's the other thing that makes me curious is who's it going to have an effect on. But either way, you know, they're both going to be in the same situation, so there's no excuse. We know Carey's back in net, likely Jack Campbell getting the start as well. Credit to the Leafs for learning how to play a tight checking, low scoring hockey game too, though, because that's not what they're used to. I mean, they were used to in the last several years trying to get those 6-4 wins and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, Matthew's still smiling away every time we get into a scrum. And that's one thing I want to bring up too, because I mentioned it just in the comments in our post game last night. We need to get away from all this post whistle scrums and stuff, because it's not doing anything. We're not intimidating Toronto. They don't care if we want to rough them up after the whistle. It's not doing anything.
They're laughing at us and we're getting the penalties out of it. So clearly whatever you're trying to do is not getting under their skin, and we end up losing momentum again on a penalty kill. So I know, like we said, we're not here to blame the refs, because it's just a coward's way out, in our opinion, is blaming the refs. But there's such thing as blaming a ref if something is always called one way and then the other guy does the same thing and it's not called. So yes, I do blame the refs for the lack of consistency. If you're going to call bullshit one way, call it the other. If you're going to touch someone 2 seconds after the whistle blows and you're calling a misconduct, and then 2 seconds after somebody's face gets rammed into a board right after the whistle and you don't call that, that's where I have an issue. I know we're not performing well on the power play anyways, and a lot of people are going to say it doesn't matter if we get one or not, but we might just figure it out and gain momentum off of it. If we can start setting up in the zone, just heck, an entry to the zone, a proper entry, you know, I'm tired of the drop pass and the dump and chase, dump and chase, dump and chase. It's clearly not working. And one more thing, like even Derek pointed it out for the power play while we're on it, is why was it KK and Caulfield? Swap. Let him capitalize on his shot. Swap him. I don't know what it's going to take for the power play. I feel like we've been struggling on this for years, and especially this year. So I don't know what's the issue. I don't know. I have no answers, and it's frustrating me.
Yeah. I mean, if we get a couple of goals, 5-on-5, say we get 2 goals in the first period tonight, get off to a nice start, or at least go into the game or into the second period even, or, you know, but whatever the score is, I just want to get a couple of goals, whether it's 5-on-5, if we get one on the power play, bonus, but I'll think less about the power play if we're getting goals at even strength. So but it's just, it's one thing that it's your advantage. We've had, like, especially on the first game where we had 5 power plays, didn't capitalize on any of those. So it's a bonus. I think it's if you have trouble scoring on even strength, you should be able to capitalize at least on your power play to compensate for it. And we're not compensating on anything. We're all over the place. We're not doing anything. So that's why, I want to worry on it later on, but I mean, I'm worried about it now because we can't score at even strength. So we need somewhere where we have a little bit of leverage. And right now I can't even tell where it is. Shorthanded.
So
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Back to the Paul Byron goal.
Because it's the only thing we can say, like, hey, that was cool in the past 3 games.
Yeah,
apart from Carey Price's saves.
Yeah, last night was a great opportunity at the very beginning of the game. Gallagher getting the high stick from Galchenyuk, and we still couldn't. That was where it was like, oh shoot, like there were some chances too. Yeah, like Caulfield rips one off the post. We had a couple of chances,
there was no
and then
other shots
dissipated after that.
Yeah.
So
it needs to be figured out. I don't know what it's going to take. There's been a few different coaches that tried to switch. I don't know what it's going to take. At some point, players will have to take responsibility, right? But it's also up to coaching to switch things around. So I don't know. It's just going to have to be a team thing, and
they just need to play inspired. Like, they really need to play inspired and find a reason to win. Another big motivation for the Habs is if they are able to win tonight, We know the series will go at least 6 games, and then Saturday,
get
fans back in the Bell Center, 2,500 fans. That would just give just that little extra boost to really maybe, I don't want to say cling on to dear life, but we don't know where we're going to be at that point. We need to win this game tonight before we even consider game 6 a possibility, because if not, this thing could be over in 5, and that's the last thing we want. So, wrapping things up. Do you have anything else on your notes there? Predictions. Yes, there it is. Thank you for that, Annik. Please score some goals is at the bottom of that in parentheses there. Predictions for me. I want to say, I don't know why I always come back to him, but Kakanyemi, I want to say he's going to get on the board. And I want to say a Thomas Tatar goal tonight would be so big for him and for the team. I just think the team would get a big boost because, when Tuna's feeling good about his game again, everyone's going to be feeling good. Just, you know what I mean? Like you just feed off that energy. So I'm thinking KK and Thomas Tatar are going to be the two guys I picked tonight. Thinking hard over there.
3-2 Montreal. Regulation.
3 goals.
And I'm going to shoot my shot and say, Gallagher's going to get one. No, Gallagher's going to get one.
I shouldn't interrupt.
Going to come back. Gallagher's going to get one. He's going to get the team going. We always play better when Gally gets on the score sheet. And Caulfield and Toffoli. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be Caulfield, Toffoli, and Suzuki tonight. So
perfect.
That could be a good line.
On the score sheet one way or another. And yeah.
Well, we'll leave it at that, folks. We're really hoping to get some positive energy into this series tonight. Tonight for post game, it'll be Derek Weiss and myself. First time us co-hosting together tonight on the post game. So win or lose, it's going to be a good show. We're going to just be straightforward and honest, see where the team is at. We're really hoping for a W tonight. Derek's feeling it. We need to be feeling it too, Nick. We need to start believing in these guys. It's hard sometimes just based on what you see, but my gosh, we really deep down in our guts, we really want to see this team pull it off. So please follow us, guys, on social media. Andrew Shaw, by the way, coming on tomorrow night. So we can't forget about Shawzy tomorrow night live on We See Wednesday. No game tomorrow for the Habs. So please do tune in to the Habs Tonight YouTube channel. And you can interact live with Andrew Shaw, his first interview after being, retired. Please subscribe to the Habs Tonight YouTube channel here. Love to get your feedback from all fan bases, not just the Montreal Canadiens. We love to interact with all of you guys. So please follow us. Please subscribe, like the videos. We'll see you tonight for post game. And Nick, any final words? Yes.
Thank you.
We'll leave it to the cue cards because we went analog tonight. I love it.
No, you guys, thank you for all the support and everything. Please make sure to follow us and let's get some goals tonight and get her going. So go Habs go, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I'm smiling now at the end of this pregame show. Yesterday I kind of wasn't. So I'm feeling a little better right now. So thank you for that. We always find it therapeutic to jump on here. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys post game.